What a cracking fight we have. Another potential heavyweight slugfest. Another potential fight of the year. Granit Shala against Petar Mila. Two hard-hitting technical heavyweights. Pair of them hit like heavyweights, but they can both move like flyweights. Now, when you look at Granit Shala, he's very mobile. Although his belly don't suggest it, he's mobile, he's quick, he's fast. With all the blob he has, he matches with speed. Slim to Andy Ruiz. Now, with his hooks, they're a bit wide. He's quick with it, but the problem is he throws from the hips, which is something where in boxing, if you throw from the hips, the straight shots down the pipe, they will hit you. They will get there first before your punches, and you will be night-night on the canvas. So this is something that Shala has to tighten up. He needs to tighten up his wide hooks. He needs to tighten up their mother cuts. Where in this fight here, he did well to go through it against low-level oppositions, where you can see against Arias, he struggled a bit. He did well, he got him out of there. But he had moments where he struggled and he got hit with shots where he shouldn't have got hit. So you see there, gets hit with a stupid jab, gets hit with another jab. Very good at counter punching, but again, you can't get hit with silly shots like that when you step up in competition. But offensively, he's very sound. He mixes in the middle, he boxes on the back foot, gets the best of both worlds, which is ideal, especially as a heavyweight. Now, with this short sequence I've just slowed down, you'll see here, Arias utilises that double jab, and then Shala returns with a lazy jab. What does Arias do? Right hand over the top, over his own lazy jab. So he can't do lazy jabs against someone like Mila because he will expose you. Well, you'll see here, very good defense. He's very mobile, great head movement. But can he do it against someone like Petar Mila, I may say? Time will tell. Where his left hook is a bit wide, but he lands it here and drops in. Where Arias, he didn't learn from that mistakes, gets caught with the same left hook, countered, and then that was night-night as he followed on with the right hand, and that was the stoppage of Arias. Now, with Mila, he's a typical Soviet fighter in the sense of the style, the way he boxes. Bit light on his feet, not fully committing, probably throwing about 60-70 odd percent, and then following up when he needs to, similar to Dmitry Bivol in a way, where he switches stance, good jab on him, good combos, but sometimes he's a bit too repetitive, where you see here when he fought Tony Yoka, he read it and dug him into deep waters where it was just an easy night for him later on in the fight. Where Yoka, one thing I say he did well in this fight is he managed his range, where Mila, he gives up his range very easily. He gets counter-punched like it with that jab over there with ease. He needs to work and he needs to be on the move, but he needs to plant his feet, where when he doesn't plant his feet, that is Yoka's, recipe, because if you're moving, Yoka will break him down to the body and he will stop him as he did in this fight. So he needs to plant his feet, because when you fight someone like that and you get caught with left hooks like this, and then you get caught with the same left hook and you get caught in the temple because you don't learn from your mistakes, you need to fix up against someone like Shala, because this is a 50-50 fight and you both can expose your mistakes, but you both can make the same mistakes. And you'll see there where I refer to the body. But overall, he's got hard hitting power. He's southpaw, but he can switch. Similar to Dmitry Pirog in a way, the one who fought Danny Jacobs, as some of you boxing purists might remember. Similar sort of style, but in a heavyweight fashion. But one factor that could be is he too small to be a heavyweight? Because on the other hand, he is very lanky, but there's not much meat in his bones compared to Shala. Shala looks more seasoned, more well grouped at that weight. I'm not talking technically wise, because they're both solid technically, but I'm talking about weight wise and physicality wise. He seems like he holds that bigger punch in his bag. Although Mila has way more knockouts than Shala. Shala only has 6 knockouts, where Mila has about 12-13 odds. So it does make you wonder how the fight could end, because I do think this is a proper 50-50. But I do believe someone will win, and someone is a bit more seasoned and experienced, as you'll find out in a few minutes when I say who I'm going to back. But this is the blueprint that I believe will be the victory for Petar Mila when Shala challenged for the European title. Just tee up on him. You'll see here he fought someone with that similar style as Mila, but again, he teed up. He used his range. He had his chin up, but he used it for reflexes, not to get caught with silly shots like he did against Yoka, which is where, Shala, he does have a few defensive flaws. Now, with Petar Mila, quite simple. Put Shala on the back foot, and when you do, use that lead hand to tee him up, whether it's just for combos or just a simple 1-2. then take him to deep waters, because at this sort of level he hasn't been into that second half of the fight. The only sort of person that he's fought was the person who stopped him in the second round, and that's for European title. Everyone else has been lower level region. Where with Shala, land and pivot out. Don't stand there, admire your work. Don't get over eager. You know, you got to pick your punches, you got to make it boring. Land your shots, pivot out, and then just hold on to the clinch, because I think a point scoring system is probably the best chance for Shala winning, especially as he has that massive dig as the record shows, so he needs to win quite emphatically. Now I'm going to do a Petar Milas stoppage. I think this is a 50-50, but I do feel on paper everything signals towards Milas. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, it went either way, but I think that knockout power is the difference, and that will be the factor in the night. I feel like Shala, he can make Milas miss, he can land a few decent shots, but the difference is when you land a few shots and someone walks through them, it demoralizes you. You lose that heart, you lose that eager, that passion you once had in the first round that's gone midway through in the 6th and 7th. But has he learned from that Yoka fight where he won the first 2-3 rounds, but he gassed out after, and then that's when Yoka came out on top? Because he forgot to pace himself and he just gave his all in the first 3 rounds, where he needs to realise this is a 10-round fight. But I do believe he's learned from that, and I do believe he's going to pace himself much better in a much fancier fashion. But I do believe he may drop a few rounds, but Milas will get him out of there by the final bell. And that is going to be my prediction and what I'm going to be backing. Hope you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, and most importantly, this ain't financial advice. This is just going to be what I'm going to be betting, what I'm going to be backing based off my research. Have a great day.